Hey everybody, this is Rustin Rose with Metal Nation, and we are joined today by Nina and Josh from A Sound of Thunder. The Legion is assembled. How are you doing?
What's up, man?
Good.
Yeah. Look at you.
doing
You got a green screen.
Yeah, super high tech.
Got to change the background. I use this for my regular job too, so they can't see what's behind me, so I have to use like my work background and whatnot. But
That's a good idea.
yeah, so how are you guys doing in this COVID chaos?
I'm going a little stir crazy. I'm just streaming everything now. I'm like, nice picture. I'm like, I'm gonna draw something, so I'll stream it. I'm gonna play a video game, I'll stream it. Just anything for some human contact.
But aren't you the one that said you want to work from home forever now?
I love working from home. I hate work. The difference is like going to work, you have to be around people you don't like, but like I like my people, so I like the choice.
And how about you, Josh? How are you holding up in all of this?
Oh, man. I've been pretty good in general. Today sucked because it's 2020. We got new technology, right? I just found out our records for the new album are coming over on a freaking boat. Because the air travel's all messed up because of the pandemic. So we can't get our records on a plane. We got to send them on a boat.
So, and we're here today to talk about the new record, Parallel Eternity. And I'm going to ask you when you think we might get it. But before we get to that, Nina, I saw your Pass the Brush challenge. That was pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. That was fun. I just look for any chance I get to put on makeup, like right now. Just any chance to feel like a human being.
Well, you got really cool people involved. It looked like you raised some good money for the cause for
Yes.
musicians who are struggling, obviously being out of work right now. Nobody can really tour or play live. I think there's another one, too, for roadies as well. People seem to forget about them. So it's kind of cool that you guys did that. So
well, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So the Kickstarter campaign, another hugely successful campaign for you guys, over 55,000 raised. And I thought it was interesting that you ended up with 666 backers.
Yeah.
The number of the beast.
Perfect.
It was meant to be.
So that's the real reason we've got to wait. It's not because these things are on a slow boat from China or wherever else. It's because you guys have to record Number of the Beast to throw on as a bonus track now, right?
It's actually when we hit the 666 backers, we were obliged to give up Jesse's soul, and we're just trying to track him down.
Oh, man. So you guys just have such great fans, obviously, and have had such huge success with Kickstarter, but this is like the biggest one of all because this is your 10th anniversary, double album, orchestra. Tell us about building this beast, because there had to be a lot of challenges with this, more so than previously, especially with Kevin out of town and everything else that's going on.
Well, it turned out to be a good kind of training wheels album to work with Kevin remotely. We've been doing like an album a year for almost 10 years, but our producer Kevin used to be right in our backyard here in the DC area. So now he's in Texas. The new album is an orchestral album. We figured in 2020, there's no real point to doing a best of where the tracks are just the same as the record, because anybody can build a playlist. So they're going to be all new orchestral versions. And, we did a one completely original song that was a single that was separate from the album. And then the album itself has one super long, it's a 14-minute song. It's the longest song we've ever done. That's all original. And it's been a challenge, but we got to get the workflow down with Kevin remotely. They came out great. And it's going to make it a lot easier for us to jump into the next problem, or the next problem.
The next problem.
Next album. You can tell I'm having a hard day dealing with like issues over here. No, the next album, which we're really excited to start on, and you know us, like we're already the next like 3 releases down the road in our minds. So we've got all these songs written. And we're ready to jump into the next album as soon as we get this one out. And all the remote work with Kevin has worked out great, so we're pretty much ready to go.
Well, all the fans know, obviously, through the Kickstarter about the orchestral album and some of the background on it. But for those who are new to this or are going to be hearing this for the first time, tell us a little bit about why you chose to do sort of the orchestral concept. You were working with, I don't want Brad Charles. I almost called him
Yes.
Bob. Sorry, Brad. I almost called you Bob. And why that was sort of important for you to try that. Because you guys do something different with every album.
We try.
Yeah. It was a couple of things. A little bit of it was just kismet because Brad Charles, first of all, is super, super talented. I have no doubt that he's going big places in his career. But, he's young and he was just starting out. And we know what it's like when you're just starting out to be emailing people looking for opportunities and nobody ever replies. And it's just really hard. Well, Brad was doing that and nobody else had replied to him. One day, his version of Uderoth, a rough version of Uderoth orchestral, shows up in my inbox out of nowhere. He had just done it completely by ear without the multi-tracks. He just did it right over the stereo track straight from the album.
Wow.
And it was badass. I could hear it. I could tell as soon as I heard it that this was coming from somebody extremely talented. And pretty soon the gears started turning and, I knew our 10th anniversary was coming up. And then also Chris and I had been sitting on this 14-minute long song, Explorer, for the entire life of the band. It was written and demoed in 2008. And we just never attempted it because we weren't confident we could get it big enough and epic enough. But now it was perfect. What's more epic than an orchestra?
An orchestra, right?
Yeah. So that was it. And then the other aspect of it was, like you said, just trying to do something a little bit different on each release. So that was the different angle for this release.
Well, tell us a little bit about this epic track, the big beast that it's built around, Explorer, and Nina, especially you, because Josh has called it your best vocal performance to date.
He does that because I hated recording that song. It was such a struggle because I have a big ego, and because I didn't get to help write any of this song, this whole thing was written before I even joined the band. I was like, I do not want to do this. I hate it. I don't even care. So I recorded it.
Let's be honest. This is the interesting part of the interview. Let's just give everybody a window into our creative differences.
Yes. Yeah. It's a good song. I like the song. It's definitely, you will be able to tell right away that this is a Josh and Chris song because it's long and
there's no flat fifths in it.
There are no weird notes. There's the violence is toned down, all those kind of things that I love. So you can tell this is a Chris and Josh song, but they waited 14 years. How long has it been?
12 years since I did. But we wrote, this song was demoed before we had the name of the band. It was just me and Chris.
They wrote this a preteen ago, so let them have it. Let them have it.
So for you, this was sort of the sonic equivalent of getting hit with the bus all over again.
Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, it wasn't that painful. It was annoying, but it wasn't painful. And in the end, it wound up being a great song. So I can't complain, honestly.
We did have some arguments in the studio when she came in to record it. I think we caught you on a bad day to begin with.
Probably.
And so she was just in a real bad mood. And I actually think that contributed to some of the vocals being better.
Anger.
Because you could just hear the anger. Yeah, because the song, the theme, it's a big sweeping Gone with the Wind level epic of battle and traversing the world, and a lot of time passes within the song, within the story, and different seasons. It's just a huge scope. And the characters in the song have been oppressed, and they're trudging and trying to reach their goal. And so Nina definitely felt the oppression of the drummer and the guitarist.
The men oppressing me. Yes, exactly.
Channeled your inner Tobias Sammet and Avantasia and put the big beast together. So, and you guys, there's another comic tie-in again. You guys had the Raw thing. Am I pronouncing it right? Raw with
Rye. It's rye.
Rye. Okay.
Like the bread.
The bread.
Oh, okay. So you guys had the comic tie-in again. So there's going to be another comic book with it, or is this going to be?
So we put the song. The song is called "Break Free,"
Right.
And it's about the character Rye from Valiant Comics. And when we were running the Kickstarter back in November, the first issue of this comic, Rye, had just come out. So the series has actually continued. They're up to issue number 5, and people can go get those digitally or in print and go read them now. And our song Break Free is out now it's out on Spotify and YouTube. Coming with the Kickstarter packages will be our own exclusive variant version of Rye, which is an Iron Maiden homage. It's a takeoff on the Somewhere in Time cover with Rye as Eddie, and we're on there. It was drawn by Paul Pelletier, who's a big comics artist. He's one of my favorites. He's done Incredible Hulk for Marvel and Batgirl for DC. So all the Kickstarter backers will be getting that in their Kickstarter package. But the music's actually out now, and the regular cover versions of Rye are already out.
And you sort of alluded to it at the outset. You're waiting on the slow boat. This was originally going to be out in February. Do you have some idea now of when everybody will be able to get their hands on it, Kickstarter and beyond?
Yeah, we do. At the very latest, it would be September probably. And that would be if we end up on the slow boat and we get caught in custom. If that's basically the chain of events where everything goes wrong, it'll probably be September. We might have the vinyl in hand in June if we get lucky enough to get them on a plane. So we're getting ready to send a preview EP out to all the Kickstarter backers. Everybody's been cool. And the other part of it is we hit so many stretch goals at the end of that campaign that we just kept adding tracks and tracks and tracks. So a lot of the delay was doing the bonus cuts. Nina did an awesome acoustic version of After All from Dehumanizer.
No, not After All.
Not After All, sorry. Save me, Nina.
Gosh, now I can't remember.
Yeah, they're Too Late.
Too Late, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
The ballad.
Yeah. That's Nina's idea of a ballad.
It is my idea, but I was like, this is the most romantic song. I love
Extra
it.
Satan.
Yeah, I love it. My favorite.
So all the bonus tracks are done and came out awesome. The whole thing got now it's 3 CDs. I just counted the other day. There's literally 30 songs on the whole project.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for that, but
I get to lay all that out. That's going to be fun.
That's a lot of stuff. And you guys will be signing a lot of autographs and everything else, writer's cramp. And
yeah, I think we're feeling the pressure now. We got to wear all our record label hats now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, you guys are like your own built-in record label because you guys really do. I think of all the bands that do these Kickstarter things, and nobody quite has the success you got, which speaks to the quality of the music, how much fans trust you, and how supportive they are.
I think, the fans have been amazing. I think I was thinking about this the other day that maybe the thing that we're doing differently is the end goal for me at least is the Kickstarter. So I know what I want the album to be, and I know I want the Kickstarter to be awesome. I want it to do super well, and I want everybody that backs it to get awesome stuff. So it's almost like we're not doing an album, or we're not doing a Kickstarter to make the album. It's almost like we're doing the album to do the Kickstarter.
Right.
You know?
And this one will allow you guys to go back over to Catalunya.
Well, that was the plan.
Yeah.
It's been rescheduled twice already because of the pandemic.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. We'll touch on that again in a minute at the end. But so aside from Break Free and Explore the Big Beast, each of you, if you will, give me a track from Parallel that stands out and really speaks to you and why that is.
Oh my God, I can't even remember what's on this album. I have to open up my files and see, because there's what is it, 30 tracks?
Yeah, but maybe pick from the main album.
Oh, gee, okay. Let me look at my.
I'll go first while you're looking. So for me, it's A Sound of Thunder, which we did the rest of the album in chronological order, but we put A Sound of Thunder first.
Right.
So looking back after 10 years, The Sound of Thunder was like the mission statement. You know, it's all the lyrics are based on classic metal songs that we love and metal bands, and just wanting to break off our little piece of that metal legacy and do that style of music. So that comes first, and the orchestra really amped up the main section of that song, and there's a lot of new parts. I recut all the solos on this record. I'm really happy with my new guitar solo.
Nice.
And that song in particular, it has its own orchestra only introduction, which introduces the whole record. So I really like that one in general.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Time's Arrow. I'm excited about that one. Just because, like, big epic songs like that with an orchestra, they let me live out my my Rhapsody of Fire dreams. So it's like I get to be Luca Cirilli now. It's fun.
Nice. So now because obviously all the Kickstarter people, they're getting this whole 30-song package. For those who didn't do Kickstarter, who are going to buy it from you separately, maybe they're just discovering the band, how much of that will they actually be able to purchase?
Well, they're going to be able to get almost everything. They won't be able to get their names in the album at this point anymore.
Right.
That's for Kickstarter backers only. Some of the bonus tracks are going to be for Kickstarter backers only. But the main disc and most of the bonus tracks are going to be available on the regular CD release. So.
And are you guys going to be releasing a track in advance before you guys get this out, since it's kind of been on hold a little bit, or a video or anything for this? Or
Well, we're definitely going to put out a 4-song EP pretty soon here for Kickstarter backers,
right.
just to reward everybody for being so patient. And on the public side, we're going to do at least 2 singles from this one, you know, Spotify at the very least, that'll
right.
Go public before the album release. Maybe a couple more. We got a lot of good stuff from this record.
Nice. So Nina,
Mhm.
we Are the World with Marius Danielson. How did that come about?
He messaged me on Facebook and I said yes. I have nothing better to do, so I did it. That was fun.
Well, there's all these European, people on there, and then there's you and John Yellen.
Yeah. No, what was funny about that was at the end when I finally watched it, I'm listening to all the voices and I was like, that voice is really familiar. And I looked at my husband, I was like, and I looked at all the names and I was like, oh my God, that's the guy from Dream Evil. I love that band. So now I get to say that I was on a track with Dream Evil. So that's fun.
Well, and it made me wonder, and I actually talked to Sarah from Mind Maze and Mary from Helion Prime the other day, because Mary did that thing where they covered We're Stars when she was at NAMM, and I was talking to both her and Sarah about it. I said, what I would really love to see is professionally recorded. Obviously, she did the NAMM thing on the spot and whatnot.
Sure.
All the women of metal redo that, all the vocals on it, because it was all men the first time around.
Ah, I gotcha.
And it would be so cool to see like you and Sarah, and Sabrina, and just all the women that you guys could pull together and redo that, because it's sort of the one Dio track that people seem to forget about a lot, because he did it outside of the band and everything. But it would be nice to have a fully recorded studio version of that. And so I'm gonna push it on all of you.
Okay. Yeah. The problem is right now is that all of us are away from our studios.
Oh yeah.
Like I know some people have a home studio, but I definitely don't. So the odds of me getting a professional sounding track in my living room is not going to happen unless Kevin flies over again and sets it up like he did last time, and I have to stand on the Wii U, and that's all we can do. But,
okay, I put the bug in your ear, and that's really all that matters. So,
yeah.
So obviously, Parallel Eternity, we're looking anxiously forward to that. But as you alluded to, you guys are always way ahead of the curve. Is there anything you can tell us about the next album and what that's looking like for you guys? Because this one got pushed back farther.
Mm-hmm.
Does that push the other one up sooner, or are you going to sit on it longer?
I think we spilled the beans on this. I think we can tell you what we're planning. But so that guy on your chest there, everybody's been asking about his origin for years. So we're finally going to get the full Udaroth story and the full Queen of Hell story. So we've got a concept album planned and a full 12-issue comic book series. Oh wow! All original. For those that don't speak comic, that's a giant graphic novel. It's like 280 pages or something, and every song is gonna like tightly coincide with a chapter from the graphic novel. maybe hopefully some new animation with Uderoth and Queen of Hell. And we're really excited about the music. Like, we didn't have to force Nina to sing these like we did with Explorer.
Because
So
I
it's
kept
real
making
like
you do weird notes, and you did them, and you decided they were good.
it's our usual like Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden influences, plus a little bit of black metal, plus like a healthy dose of Merciful Fate. So it's real. It's us, but it's real on the evil side for us.
Oh, so see, there's your reward, Nina.
Yay! Yay!
So
That's all he had to do to remind me to
Evil.
play his song. Remember, you get an entire concept album of Evil. Just do what I say now. And I'm like, all right.
Oh, so we're probably looking at a Kickstarter for that sometime in 2021 with an album in 2022.
We're going to try and get it done by the end of this year. We've actually already cut the drums for the first 4 songs of that. So the first EP. And then we're also going to do each chapter of 4 original songs is going to have 2 new covers. So let's see, I won't give you the songs, but we're going to have an Iron Maiden cover for the first time, Blue Oyster Cult, Weird Al.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Manila Road.
Oh, wow.
And what else? I can't remember what the other ones are. You remember the other 2? Oh, REO Speedwagon.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That should be cool.
Yeah.
Speedwagon.
So
maybe by the end of the year we'll get the Kickstarter up for that first one. Since, like we said, the comic is underway now, and the drums have already been cut for those first 4 originals and the first 3 covers. And we can track guitars and bass at home for now. And just really the question is when can people travel, and when can we get Nina and Kevin, our producer, together?
Right. And that's what I was going to kind of say. I mean, we're living in such strange times right now. Everybody's to some degree or another seemingly living in fear. There's a lot of divisiveness. What are you guys sort of doing personally to focus on the positive and to stay sane?
I'm doing a lot of streaming. And actually, Josh made it so that I could visit and use the treadmill in his house, and we don't come in contact with each other at all. So he like bleaches the whole pathway to the little room with the treadmill. So now I can go running every other day, and that's a big help, because not running for like 2-3 months was agonizing.
Oh, I'm telling you, when I come out of here, I'm going to have to make my vest for work a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I'm not working very well on my girlish figure right now with sitting at home all the time.
Yeah, I call it the Corona 15, you know?
Yeah, I've been doing the opposite. Luckily where I live, I can get out on the streets and it's not crowded at all.
Right.
So in April, I ran 100 miles in April. And I was posting every day, so trying to just be positive. So that was my challenge for April. So this month, and I'm totally not handy. My last name is Schwartz, all right? So I don't know how to build things. However, I'm trying to build some bookshelves right now. So that's my challenge for May.
I saw that on your Facebook. All right, so before we get out of here then, I always like to ask, it changes all the time, what are you guys binge watching right now?
Ooh, I just finished the entire season of She-Ra. Like the new season, the new and last season came out on Friday. So I just binged that whole thing on Friday, done. And right now I'm working on a show called The Great, and it's like a comedic version of Catherine the Great, and it's on Hulu. It's really funny. So
Nice.
I'm watching that with my husband. It's great.
I have to check that out. What about you, Josh?
I just finished Afterlife with Ricky Gervais, which was pretty funny and also surprisingly sad, and like his dramatic performance, that was good. And then, so that's done. And now on Nina's recommendation, I'm binging Schitt's Creek.
Oh yeah. You gotta watch Schitt's Creek. And
Yeah,
also your other thing that you have to watch, it's called Still Game. It's on Netflix. It is an old Scottish sitcom about 2 old men, and it's like Seinfeld, but in Scotland. It's very funny, and it's pretty old. It's really great. So that's on Netflix. And,
see, I always get new things to watch when I ask that question.
yeah.
All right, Nina and Josh, A Sound of Thunder. Is there anything that we didn't cover today that we want to make sure that the fans hear?
I don't know. Is there, Josh?
No, we're in that in between. We're getting ready to unleash the album. So just
Be patient.
thank you very much for everybody that supported us, and thank you for understanding the delay with the album while we're figuring out all this pandemic stuff. But yeah, it's coming soon, and it's gonna be worth the wait.
I'm sure those Czech-men are rowing really, really fast over the ocean to bring us
our records.
Bring us our records.
Well, we always appreciate you guys taking some time to catch up and let us know what's going on. It's good to see you guys and see that you're doing well.